Hello, I'm Reginald Bullock, and I want to talk to you about coaching. I am a leadership coach, and I get tons of questions about coaching. And every now and then I stop and think about what is coaching? You ever heard of the term coach, leadership coach, life coach? To me, when I hear coach, I'm thinking about sports or athletes. And you have a basketball coach, a football coach, a soccer coach, a track coach. So when I think of coaching, I think about those types of people. I never saw myself as a coach. But when I talk to people about coaching, I look at them and they really don't get it. They heard of it, but they don't get it. And so I've coached a lot of people. When I look at the list of people I've coached, it's different than sports. But is it really? Because in essence, I'm helping a person to become the best version of themselves in a specific thing or even many different things, to include parenting. Some of the clients that I have, they start off wanting to be that leader in the office, leading a team or leading an organization or leading a entire company. But sometimes it shifts because they're leaders at home, they are leaders in the community, and they are leaders 24/7. And so now I'm coaching the whole person. So I wrote down some things. I just want to share it with you. Most of this is actually on my website, so all I did was print it. But what is coaching? This is not some master definition. This is Reginald Bullock's definition. Coaching is a learning approach that creates self awareness, helps drive transformational change, and provides critical challenge and support. It is partnering with clients in a thought provoking and creative process that inspires the client to maximize their personal and professional potential. Coaching focuses on setting goals, creating outcomes, and managing personal change. So, in essence, that's coaching, but it's also specific to each individual. There is no cookie cutter about coaching. I also talk about reasons for coaching. So, optimize individual teamwork performance, improve communication skills, increase productivity, expand career opportunities, increase self awareness and self confidence, manage work life balance, improve business management, increase awareness such as diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Now, these are just a few. If you are interested in being coached, there is an investment of time. And that's, appointments and the engagements, and they vary in different lengths. Energy, readiness to commit to making real change. And of course, financial, right? There's an hourly rate, there's a package cost, and it depends on the type of clients. I have seen coaches charge as little as $75 an hour. And then there are coaches who charge as much as $10,000 an hour. And I would say that based on their client and the outcome of the goals and the objectives of the coaching relationship, they're worth it. They're worth it. When you are looking for a coach, don't just look at the coach's rate. Look at what you want to get out of the coaching and what's the value of that. So, what to expect when you're being coached? Written coaching assignments. You are going to have to write some stuff down. I write stuff down. I take notes and I track a lot of information. So I'm going to do that as a coach, and I'm not the one that's being coached. The client needs to do that. Assessment and pre-work. So sometimes I use assessments. Myers-Briggs, strength training, EQI, PQ, and there are many, right? 4 quadrants. There are a lot of assessments out there. Now I also do my own personal assessment through a consultation, just talking. Because if there is not a good chemistry fit between me and the client, I'm not taking you on as a client. So that's an assessment. But there are tools out there. I don't rely on the tools, I use the tools. And then there's pre-work. So you have to expect to do some pre-work. I need you to know who you are. And a lot of times the clients don't really know who they are. So the pre-work helps to do some discovery so that you can come to the table with something that we can work on. Emphasis on powerful questions. I am going to ask you some very powerful questions, and I'm going to probe with these questions. And any coach that's worth their weight in salt will ask powerful questions. I would think that's one of the characteristics and skills of a great coach is to ask powerful questions. I'm not going to ask none right now. Trust and respect. So you are in a safe space, in a brave space, but what makes that space safe and brave is the trust and respect. And so there's an agreement that we sign, and there is a confidentiality element to it where what goes on here stays here for the most part. But you got to have that trust because I'm going to probe, I'm going to dig, and I'm going to ask some powerful questions, some personal questions, and it's going to penetrate your space here too. But you have to trust the coach, and the coach has to trust that you are sharing openly and honestly and freely so that that two-way communication built upon trust can get to the real stuff to help you grow as a leader. And then, of course, the respect piece, right? While I'm there, I just want to say that as a coach, I'm not a therapist. Therapists are licensed to be a therapist. They can even prescribe medication. Coaches are not therapists. Some coaches are therapists and they are licensed. It's just like, so I'll say this. You have therapists, you have coaches, and you have consultants. And there's a distinction between the three. And sometimes clients come to me and they're not sure about the distinctions. They just know what they want. And I've had clients that are talking to me. I'm like, maybe you are looking for a therapist and not a coach. And then most often in the middle of coaching sessions, I get questions. Well, Reggie, tell me how to do this. Well, what do you think? Well, that's not coaching for me to just tell you how to do something. That's consulting. So I am a consultant and I've been a consultant for many years. So I know how to do both. I sometimes will do both in a coaching session, but I'll say I'm taking my coaching hat off. I'm putting my consulting hat on so that there's a distinction. And then, of course, there's mentorship and all of those other elements of communication where you're helping people. But I wanted to say that because coaching is coaching. And then accountability for your goals and actions. This is not just a discussion. You don't spend an hour with me just to have a discussion and vent, although that does happen. I have a lot of clients who just need to express themselves. Something happened that day, and whatever we were going to coach on today has changed, and they have to express themselves. And I'll listen. And then we'll turn that around into, some actionable items. But in coaching, accountability for your goals and actions. I'll have you come up with some goals. I'll work with you to come up with goals. But whatever those goals are, as a coach, I am really concerned and focused on helping you to achieve those goals. But you got to do the work, and I'm going to hold you accountable. I am going to hold you accountable. And you're going to go after those goals, and you're going to do those actions that you need to do to achieve your growth and development as a leader. In many cases, leaders are not used to that. Leaders are not used to people speaking truth to power. And in that coaching space, I get it. You're a millionaire. You're a CEO. You're a general officer. You're a director. You're a manager. You're all that. You are a title. You are a title. This is coaching. I'm coaching the person, not the title. And so in that case, I'm going to hold you, the person, accountable to the goals and objectives that you want to achieve as a leader, as a parent, as a title. Coaching approach. So I have an approach, and it's client consultation, right? We're going to talk, and then we're going to sign an agreement. There has to be a signed agreement. I am ICF certified, International Coaching Federation certified, and all coaches should have a signed agreement. And in my agreement, it's going to tell you all of the ethics stuff that I'm responsible for and to. It's going to tell you the do's and don'ts for you and the do's and don'ts for me so that I don't violate the relationship but also my certification as a coach. Um, Assessment and planning. We're going to do some assessments and then we're going to plan. And we're really going to execute that plan. And then there's the coaching sessions and action plans. You will have some action plans. This is not like being put on a PIP. What is that? A performance improvement plan at work. Now, these are action plans that you and I will co-create and develop. And then we'll close the session after each session, and of course, ultimately after the session. Speaking of sessions, right? How many coaching sessions does a person need? In the legal term, it depends. But the reality is, it does depend, right? Maybe you can achieve everything you need to achieve in 6 sessions. I think it takes about 6 sessions to get into developing the relationship, developing the trust, achieving objectives, and some sort of level of growth. At least 6 sessions. And to some extent, if your goals and objectives fall within those 6 sessions, all right, we can close it out, and you made it. There are clients who want to continue for a whole year or 2 years, and they may want to have 1 session a week or every other week, or sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. So it depends on what you're trying to achieve. Anyway, that's coaching. So what I want to do in the future is possibly bring you some elements, because this whole field of coaching is growing significantly. And there are a lot of different types of coaches. I'm a leadership coach, and to some extent a life coach for leaders. And that's the space that I like to stay in. But I am certified and I can do lots of other coaching. I heard of a person who is a grief coach. I never heard of a grief coach before. And I communicated with her and learned a lot. And that is very powerful. And there are people who need a grief coach. There are lots of types of coaches out there. I'm an African American straight male. And there are attributes and benefits of being coached by an African American straight male. But there are also different types of diversity in coaching where I may not be the right coach. Maybe you need someone from a different country. Maybe you need someone that speaks multiple languages. Maybe you need someone that understands what you have gone through because they've gone through it. And that could be so many different genders and races and anyway, diversity. So when you're looking for a coach, don't just pick a coach because they're a coach. Pick a coach because it's a good chemistry fit. And you know that because you had a consultation, you talked with them, you're comfortable with them, you think they understand you, and you feel that relationship can grow in a safe and brave space. And so at that point, okay, they may be a good coach. The final thing that I want to say is it's work. It's work. It's a lot of work. And coaching takes a lot of work out of the coach. And the client actually needs to put forth a lot of work. So as you look at getting into coaching, if you are interested in doing this as a profession, it is a lot of work, and it is a steady progression of growth and learning and studying to get to the next level and the next level and next level. And the higher level you go, the more people you can help because of the experience that you gain from learning to be a coach. As a client, it's still a lot of work. So the more work you put into it, the more you will get out of it. Anyway, I am Coach Reggie B, sharing with you information on coaching, and I will probably come back to you with some other information, tidbits, helpful hints that you might be able to use as you look towards exploring being a coach or searching for a coach. Make it a great day.